Hello and welcome to Automation Rehab. My name is Sean Snowday. I'm a marketing strategist with Tea Leaf Marketing, and we are going to be going over the perfect customer lifecycle where we will actually show you, once you drive traffic to a site, how to capture the leads, nurture them, convert them, and turn them into raving fans. So let's just jump right into this. The first thing we're going to look at is the whole plan in a nutshell. So when you're going into the lifecycle marketing plan, the first thing you need to do is attract traffic. Now, what a lot of small business owners want to do is they want to get a website and they want to start driving traffic to it. The problem with that is the website isn't ready to convert. So you have to have some really compelling copy on your website, and you have to have a call to action, and you have to have a reason for people to call you or for people to give you their name and email address, and that is what we call a money magnet. Now, we go into all of this information prior to the lifecycle marketing plan with other videos that we have, such as the Avatar Revisited, as well as Core Client Contact Copy, which is writing copy from your core that speaks to your demographic. And as I always say, you don't put a hippie on a military base. So if you're selling weapons, please don't try to sell it to people that are against weapons. And you know who they are. And there's nothing wrong with being against weapons, by the way. I'm not 100% for them, but you get the drift, right? Sell granola to a hippie, sell weapons to a military base. Okay, so once we attract the right traffic, then we can capture the leads. And what we would do is we'd have a money magnet for that. And our Core Client Contact Copy program actually shows you how to develop one of those money magnets. And then you go into nurturing the prospect. Now, the deal is, if they actually give you their name and their email, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy. They might just be wanting your free information. And that's what I call pink spoon marketing. For instance, when you go to Baskin-Robbins, what they do is they have 31 flavors. Most people know that. And they give you a little pink spoon. And they go ahead and taste which one do you want. And then you taste a few different types of ice creams. And then you say, give me 5 gallons of this. So that's how we're going to nurture the prospects. First of all, we're going to give them something for free, the pink spoon, and then we're going to nurture them if they don't buy. And what I mean by nurture them is we're going to pile on the cool, and we're going to send a bunch of emails or text or faxes or voicemails, however you want to automate it, and it's all going to build value and drive them back to the site to where you can convert the sale. Now, if you notice in the middle, that person has a dollar sign on them. Now, once they buy, then you can deliver and satisfy and upsell them. However, if they buy and they opt out of your list, then they go back to step one, which is attract traffic. So what we want them to do is convert, then we want them to purchase, and then we want to deliver and satisfy. And what that means is we're going to ask them questions. What did you think? Were you happy? Is there anything we could do better, and all that? Then we can upsell them, and then once they buy from us twice, then we start getting referrals. Okay, so let's get into the first thing of attracting traffic. Now, there's different ways to do this. You can use blogs, webinars, videos. You can use YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all kinds of different ways. And since we have DVRs now, people are recording shows. We have streaming audio now, so people are skipping commercials. And one of the things that's happening is if you go onto, let's say, YouTube to watch a video, they're doing commercials there now. They're doing it on news websites. So you're still getting blasted with commercials, and marketing still does work in that context. But technically speaking, a lot of people can block all that. So we want to get in front of them and get around that. So once you attract the traffic, you want to ask yourself how you're going to do that. And one of the things is 75% of people that are buying stuff, they go to the internet first. So they'll go to Amazon or they'll go to Craigslist or they're going to go somewhere, but they're definitely using the internet. So you're going to want to be in some type of social media space, such as having a Facebook page, a Twitter page, all of that different stuff, Pinterest, StumbleUpon. You're going to want to use that. And I was talking with a certain client that I work with, and he was telling me that he gets a lot more traffic on StumbleUpon from men and a lot more women from Pinterest. So you definitely want to do your analytics and see what's going on between the two, and not just the two, but all of social media. You want to analyze it and you want to see what's really going on with your traffic. Once the traffic comes to your website, then you want to capture the lead. Now, of course, you could have your phone number on your website. Make sure you have the right phone number and make sure that when they call, if there's an answering service, that they're answering with the correct words. But there's some people that have on their website, they have sign up for my newsletter, or they'll have something like the top 10 ways to overcome your pain. Whatever they have, it's really not directed at the specific person coming to their website, or it's just not powerful. So as I said, you want to have a compelling message that speaks to your demographic and gets them to take action. The third thing is nurturing prospects. Now, one of the cool things with automation tools is you can personalize each email campaign. So with a lot of these more low-end autoresponders or email machines, whatever you want to call them, a lot of them will say, hi, Marcia. Like you could blast out to a list of, let's say a small list of 10,000 people. You can blast out to all of those people and you could say, hi, Marcia, hi, Bill, hi, Sydney, hi, Sarah. You could say all of these different names in the same email and it will go to everyone. And you could even do certain customized fields. So if they have a blue and white 57 Chevy, you could say, hey, when you brought in your blue and white 57 Chevy back on, and then the specific date that they brought it in, then you're personalizing the email to that specific individual, and those actually generate 2 to 3 times higher click-through rates because you're being specific to the person and you have higher conversion rates. Now, the deal with the more expensive automation tools like Infusionsoft is you can actually target the people based on their behavior of coming to your site. So if you're selling coffee and they're looking at coffee, then they're looking at beans, then they're looking at a grinder, then they're looking at a coffee machine, you can send them information to that specific individual as long as they're on their list, and you could talk to them a specific way about what they were looking at on your website. So that's really cool, and that's some ninja stuff that we'll get into some other time. You're going to want to nurture the people. If they don't buy from you immediately, you can send them an email, you can send them a coupon, a certificate, give them a little bonus, an extra service to get them to come back in. And you can set these at intervals at whatever time you want. Most autoresponders do this nurturing campaign, but you can also have people call in during the nurturing campaign. And I wrote something called Cold Leads to Hot Prospects While You Sleep. You definitely want to read that because I tell you how to get someone that's on the fence to buy within 30 days or 3 days, however long you want the campaign to take. But I'd say 30 days at the most. And if they're on the fence, is to get them off the fence, get the wallet out of their pocket, the credit card out of the wallet, and that credit card into your service, or have them purchasing your product so you make more money in less time with less effort. And Cold Leads to Hot Prospects While You Sleep goes over all that, okay? Now, once you convert the sale, if you have, let's say, 10,000 people come into your website, not all 10,000 people are going to buy. A lot of people are just browsing and exploring. The bottom line is maybe 54 will make a purchase, which isn't bad because it's better than not selling anything, right? So once you convert the sale, you want to do some follow-up after that. But I want to talk about a little bit if you're doing a shopping cart. If you're not doing a one-click upsell, That's something I'm going to go into in a second. But if they have something in the shopping cart and they don't buy it and they just leave there, you need to set your shopping cart up to contact them and say, hey, you left this in the shopping cart, and then did you want to buy it? You didn't want to buy this, did you? Don't say that. That's horrible copy. But you do want to remind them that they have something in the shopping cart and they should buy it before the price goes up. Whatever, however you want to do it. Okay? So when you use upsells and cross-sells, it increased the transaction amount. So what I love about Amazon is you'll buy a book and they'll go, oh, everyone that bought this book also bought this book. Well, I don't want to be, the one loser out of the, 9 out of 10 people that bought this book also bought this book. Well, I don't care about the 9 out of 10 people that bought the book. I don't want to be that one loser that doesn't buy that other book, right? So I'm going to buy that book because, I'm not a loser and I'm a winner. Okay? Then this is the one-click upsell. What's so great about the one-click upsell is it actually is the one thing that is going to increase your sales immediately and something you can do today. So if something buys something in your shopping cart, it's the same thing as McDonald's saying, would you like fries with that? Okay? And what I really like about, I think it's El Pollo Loco, is they'll say something like this. If you buy a taco, they'll go, would you like to buy a soda for 10 cents more? And your mind all of a sudden says, well, it's only 10 cents. Yeah, I'll take a soda. And they'll go, great. Well, for another 50 cents, would you like some fries? And you're thinking, well, it's only 50 cents. And they already upsold you once. So it's the mindset that goes in that. So I'll give you an example of another company that does this is Vistaprint. And what they do is they say, hey, would you like to buy 500 business cards for $3? And you're like, I would love to buy 500 business cards for $3. So you buy your $500 business cards for $3. And then once you buy them, they go, oh, but by the way, you got to pay for shipping. That's $6. And you're like, okay, well, $9 isn't that bad for 500 business cards, so I'll take them. Now they already just had you buy things twice. In your mind, you just made one purchase, but you paid for shipping. It makes sense. So you made one purchase, but you actually spent money twice. Then they can upsell you something. They go, would you like this beautiful, gorgeous, little handsome, silver-plated business card holder to go along with your business cards for only $1? And you're like, well, it's just $1. Sure, I'll take that for $1. Then they go, great, would you like a website? It's free, and you can test it out for 30 days. Well, I'm going to take that for free. Oh, would you like this banner? It's only $10. And you're like, well, okay, so I spent $10, and then I spent another $1. So I spent $10 so far, got a free website, and another, well, $20, not a big deal. They got $20, and all you planned on spending was $3. Do you see what I'm saying? So the one-click upsell really works. And if you're running an e-commerce site, you should really take a look at that. See what other products and services you can upsell on and get that done in the next, I would say, at least have the conversation with your team in the next 48 hours. Okay, so that brings us into phone calls. Not everybody makes phone calls. And this is the CRM, the Customer Relationship Manager. Now, one of the things that I want you to know about CRMs, because a lot of people are, they say, the 80-20 rule and all that stuff. Now, the 80-20 rule is true, and we all know this, and we know the Glengarry Glen Ross leads. We want to give the best leads to our best salespeople, and the people we're about to let go, we want to give them the crappy leads. So that's totally okay? But I want you to realize that most deals are made after the 5th phone call. So what will happen is, what this says is that on the very first call, there's about 48% of people close the deal on the first call. Then it starts increasing. You have 3%, 4%, 10%. On the 5th call, of all of those people that you called, say you called 100 people, you're going to get the biggest percentage of your sales on the 5th phone call. Now, this is great, and you're going to see this all over the internet and all of these sales trainers saying this. But these guys did a study of over 21,000 phone calls. And in their study, they found that after the first phone call, the success rate goes down. Now, this is just another study, but they realized that around the 6th or 7th phone call, they started to get an increase in sales. And that increase of sales right there at 6 and 7, those are the 67% of people that you're going to want to talk to. And the 67% of people I'm talking about is in the follow-up, in automated follow-up. I'm not talking about the percentage in this chart. And I don't mean to confuse you, but you do need to make a lot of calls, and you do need to follow up with the people and build relationships and rapport and find out personalized information from them. For instance, if you call someone and it's the first call and they say, hey, you need to call me back, I need to take my daughter Emily to soccer practice, you would say, oh, so your daughter likes soccer practice. And they go, no, she really likes karate, but I got to get out of here. Call me next week. So you call them next week. You're not going to say, hey, Joe, did you want to buy my widget? You're going to say, hey, Joe, how was Emily's soccer practice? And he'll go, who is this? Oh, this is Barbara. We spoke last week. See, Barbara has a male voice like mine. But anyhow, you get the drift. You start talking about their children, their pets, or whatever. You build a personal relationship. People buy from people they like, not so much for price all of the time. Okay, so then the next thing is you need to deliver and satisfy. Now, the whole point of this is it says 55% of customers purchase from a company because of their reputation for great customer service. So have you ever had a bad experience with a company? Of course you have. Everybody has. And what happens is when you have that bad experience, you're going to tell people more about the bad experience than the good experience. However, these companies that have a great reputation in customer service, what they're actually is they're delivering and satisfying the client with their purchases. So they're following up with them. They're making sure they're happy. They're making sure everything's going okay. Actually, I took my Mercedes in the other day. It was running a little slow, and I needed this part that was $300. Don't ask me what it does, but it just made it go real fast. Okay, so when I took it in, I have a master mechanic work on my car, and when I took it in and the guy replaced it, I drove off. It was running fine. He called me 2 days later, and he asked me how it was running. Now, I've been taking this car to this guy for years, but this particular time, he wanted to make sure that I was happy, because all the other times have been maintenance. This was the first repair he did. So that makes me happy and makes me want to stay with him, even though I can go somewhere else where it's not as expensive, okay? So the last two is going to be upselling the customers. Now, businesses, whether you're a small business or a big business, 80% of your profits come from the top 20% of your customers. So the deal with that is, for some reason, companies spend so much money on getting new customers. If you have existing customers, they already bought from you once. They already know you. They already like you. They already trust you enough to give you their credit card. So why don't you sell them something else? Now, if you're a shoe store and all you do is sell shoes, guess what? People that wear shoes need socks. Why don't you find someone where you can start selling socks and say, hey, now that you're going to buy some shoes, your shoes are going to stink unless you buy some socks. Or you might blast out to your list and say, hey, I'm selling socks now, and I know you got holes in your socks. And you know what Bobby Sox said to Red Sox when he had a hole in his toe? She said, are you going to mend that hole in your toe? And he says, I'll be darned if I do. See, you could even put out little jokes in your email, make people laugh, make them like you, and get them to buy some more. The last thing we're going to look at is getting referrals. Now, referrals are not always about the money. People do not always buy on price, and they do not always buy on, they're not always going to give you referrals for monetary reasons. They'll do it because they like you, or they may do it because they really want to help the other person, and the other person had a bad experience with someone else, and they're like, well, try this guy over here. Okay? So there's many reasons for people to refer to you, and also to get affiliates. And the things with affiliates is an affiliate is someone, again, if you sell shoes and your friend sells socks, you could tell your friend that sells socks, why don't you blast out to your list of people that have feet, right? That's your niche, is you sell to people that have feet most of the time. Some people that don't have feet buy shoes, and I understand that. But anyhow, he says, hey, my friend over here sells shoes. Why don't you check them out? And then you pay that guy. So sometimes it is monetary, and those are going to be some referrals there. So this is shown with Tea Leaf Marketing, and that is the 7 steps to riches by using upsells, cross-sells, shopping carts. Would you like fries with that? Using the CRM, the 80-20 rule, and basically just capturing the leads, nurturing them, converting them, and getting people to really understand that you're really there to make a powerful difference in your life. Again, this is shown, and I'm here to make a powerful difference in your life and business so you can be with the people you love, sleep at night, and have peace of mind. Have a great day.